Hello and welcome everyone to Coach's Corner. Zach By sitting down with John Mueller, the head baseball coach here at the University of Albany. Coach, when we talked this time last week, we knew what type of daunting task it was to go down to UMBC, who now has over 30 wins on the season, 18-1 at home, and they gave you some problems.
Yeah, I mean, we got out of the gate. Brendan Ryan had a tough start in the first game, and they had a freshman who threw the ball well against us, Matt Shannon. Not much we could do. One of those games in baseball where it kind of gets away from you. Lost the first game. Second game, we came back with Stephen Woods. Woody wasn't his sharpest, but he gave us a chance to get in there. Battled back from a 5-3, 5-2 game late, tied it. Had some opportunities, couldn't finish the job. Lost a tight one, 6-5 on Saturday. Came back on Sunday. Cameron Sorgi started. I'd say he had a decent start. Gave up a lot of hits, but he really battled and competed. And lost another one, a tight one, 6-5. So we lost a couple one-run games, and puts us in the situation we're in now, which is probably needing a sweep against Maine, unless we were to get some help from UMBC versus Hartford. So the scenarios are basically win all three, and you're in. Win 2 out of 3, Hartford would need to be swept. So the good news is we still control our own destiny.
You mentioned the one-run losses, and you look at your schedule. You had a handful of those. Although your overall record might not indicate it, but you guys are banging on the door in a lot of these games, right?
Yeah, I think when you look at the season, you look at all the numbers, you look at the scenarios, you look at the ways we got to where we got, and I think that in the conference this year we've had 6 one-run games. We're only able to win one of those, which, as a head coach, you look at those when you win by 1 or lose by 1, and maybe it was the lineup that you made up, maybe it was the moves you made in the pen, maybe it's just the general talent, maybe it's a lot of things, but. We've lost a couple of those close ones. Looking at it right now, had we been able to secure one more of those, the task would be a little bit less this weekend, probably having to win the series. But we need to win the series. We need to go out and play good baseball. Defensively, we're 3rd in the conference. Offensively, I think we're 5th or 4th. And our pitching's really struggled here down the stretch. And I think that that's the big concern. And it's been the focus of our identity really the last month of the season, is starting pitching.
And looking forward to this weekend, you have Maine coming into town, which you just referenced. Earlier in the season, you had a one-game split. The 3rd game was canceled. What are your expectations for your team?
I think, number one, we want to continue to play solid defense. Matt Hinchy's really shorted up at third. Alex Lushkovich has been moved to short with the injury of Demerit. So he's really he did a nice job this weekend. A guy that's played the outfield, and I think by the end of the year, he's going to play 40% of our games at short, because it's not really who you start the season with, it's who you have at the end. And the outfield's been good. Kenny Hayden got some nice work this weekend. He was tremendous defensively. He's a real talent out there. Struggled with the bat. He's not quite there yet, but with some guys going down, other guys have been put in some roles, a little more increased roles, which you may not see the fruits of that right now, but I think next year into the year after, you're going to see, hey, this kid was put in as a freshman, he was overmatched. Now offensively, he's got a chance. So I think that's been an encouraging thing. I think we're going to see some other guys pitch this weekend, which is going to be encouraging. And I think that, those are good signs of what's coming down the road. With the 9 guys that will come back from injury, the 10 new guys, you're talking about 19 guys that'll be active, first day of the fall. With the 15 guys coming back from this year. So I mean, it's a 23-man crew right now, with a couple guys banging away. So
when you and I spoke this time last year, you guys had already been eliminated from the playoffs.
Yep.
You guys are still in the mix where you, in fact, still control your own destiny. You take some solace in that?
Absolutely. I mean, the overall record, if you're a program in the Northeast, is really determined on where you schedule, who you play. Do you play a difficult schedule? Do you do a lot of travel? Are you healthy? Are you a veteran team? Is your pitching, solid right off the get-go? But it's really what you do in conference. And, we're a game away from needing no help at all. The magic number's 3. You go out and win that first game, everything changes. Obviously, if you lose the game, you're going to need major help from UMBC. But if you win that first game, I think that the heart starts pumping a little bit faster. I think that you increase your chances. I think that the momentum is big. I think getting off to a good start is important for us, and I think that that's something we really struggled with in the last month.
Coach, thanks for coming by, and best of luck this weekend.
Thanks a lot, Zach.
All right, that'll do it for this week's edition of Coach's Corner. As always, you can catch us next week as we either look ahead to the playoffs or do a season wrap-up. For John Mueller, I'm Zach By. We'll see you next time.